Picture this, it's the World Blitz Chess Championship 2025 and Magpie Crane Swan is sweeping the field. He's on 3 out of 3, it's round 4. He sits down opposite Javokhir Sindarov, a man who'd go on to win the Candidates 2026, of course. This game is epic. Magnus never knew he was in for an 80-odd move battle. Let's go. It opens with the E-pawn. They're over the board. Beautiful board it is as well. Get yours down in the description. Chestnut, Easter sale still on. Use the code EPIC. Don't believe me how good the boards are. The robot ones just sold out. Hikaru's even the brand ambassador. They're incredible. I've got 2. Don't miss that sale. It ends 20th of April. Now we see Magnus going for the trusty Italian stallion here. And after it's copied, castles d6, he plays the classic plan, preparing to thrust in the centre. The bishop backs up preemptively, pawn d3, h6. I mean, you can play with the move orders, right? This takes control of g5 and i5. Don't sleep on that one. a4 gains space. You feel like a boss. Standard stuff here from both players. h3 in response. a5 takes space, and Chewbacca's favourite move, the Wookiee one. Magnus announces it. This one hits the game. Now that's all of the black bits out. Is what you got to do in your chess. Get the army out. You could exchange, double the pawns, but it covers some squares. Opens the F file. Fine for both players. So Magnus goes for this one. He wants pieces on. He wants tension. You could swing around and try and make the bishop look clumsy, but d4 comes, it can drop back, so this weird looking move is selected. Knight a7, going for the bishops. Magnus backs off. We get a repetition. We get another repetition. Surely not. No siree. Magnus would rather be worse than go for a threefold after just 15 moves. He outguns Sindarov, of course, by like 250 points in blitz. He wants the win. Black's got the bishops. Now don't go d5. You might think looks good. Close the position. Helps the knights. But you bring the bishop round to pressure the pawn. You open this guy. The knight can start hopping. It's not ideal. So what does Magnus do? He gobbles up this pawn. He understands all of the plans in all of the positions. Bro's just a machine. Takes is now played. Hang on a minute. You're in for a world of pain there, Magnus. Of course, what does black do? Bam! Smashes through on h3. The knight's hanging. If you dare eat this one, black eats this one and is doing really well. So Magnus jumps forward. Offers the queen exchange. Taken by Sindarov. Who does this? We know Magnus loves an endgame with no queens on. He will grind you down like a grandma. The bishop now backs up. It was attacked. So Magnus in response chops this one off the board. He has restored the kind of balance here. Bishop and knight versus bishop and knight. And you've got to be careful of tactics. If you cover this pawn with f3, no good. Bishop hits rook and rook hits knight. So you're in trouble. No rook d5 available, of course. Magnus spots it. He lifts the rook, flexes his biceps. Now we see the bishop hit b3 anyway. Stop the second double. Hit this knight here. So we see bishop f4, finally completing the development. But Sindarov spotted a tactic. He's really on it with the puzzle rush. All of that good stuff. All of the young guys are. He plays knight takes on e4. He sacked an entire piece for a pawn, but this is the point. He pushes f6, usually very stinky, but the knight can't move, of course. You lose a rook. So that's why Magnus doubles, takes, he wins back his pawn. This isn't really a bishop, it's Pope E the Fifth. It's fantastic. What a wooden shield. f4 could maybe come one day. Bishop d5's now selected. You could swing here, but it looks more natural to keep those rooks doubled. Bishop c4 back, hits a pawn, can't do anything about it, so Magnus backs off, hits the b pawn, which is weak, and also prepares to win a rook. King f7 very playable, best, but this played. Now it covers the rook, yes, but there's a great move here from Magnus. A kind of collinear move, as they call it. You stop one square short of where it looks like it's about to go. And by sticking the rook on e7, you hit the pawn on g7. And we start to see some of the trouble here. If you take, you activate this one. It's playable, but it's tricky. g5 was selected. Gets the question mark. Check. Obviously don't step to the corner. Allow the windmill tactics. So king f8 was played. Magnus swaps. You could have played rook d1 apparently, but looks very weird to cede the file. Now rook takes here. Magnus chops on b7. Bishop c6. He wins another pawn. Hang on, aren't you about to win a third pawn in a row? Well, no. The rook lifts. Covers. Magnus now wants to swing round behind and win this pawn here. But if you do it immediately, black can go pawn a4. So that's why Magnus starts with b3. Stop pawn a4. And if you do it straight away, well, there's a rook hanging. So that's why king f7. Support the rook. Prepare a4 potentially. Magnus swings behind it here. But the game now changes direction. There's only one move here to keep a balance. And it's bishop d5. Javokhir finds it. Defending like a lion here. Now we see the check happening. If you'd have taken this pawn, well, I'll show you in a second, because we do get something like that. The b pawn drops in return, but Magnus is one to a good. How many times have we seen him converting these? He's absolutely unreal in these grinding, pressing positions. Both players low on time. The blunder so often comes here. Can Javokhir hold on? He runs the kingside pawns. And now after h4, the best move is rook h8, because you freeze these pawns. g4 not possible, or this one drops here. And the game goes on. You could then go f3, bring the king around potentially, and just keep pressuring black. Sure, computer says level, but it's difficult. You're a pawn down. These are on dark squares. Not played though. Magnus targets the pawn. Of course they're just blitzing. Now we see g4 in response. Bishop g5. You are about to lose another pawn. That's 2 pawns down, right? Too much, even with opposite coloured bishops, usually anyway. But Javokhir finds a great drawing move. g3 check. And it's important to push with that pawn and not h3, because now after king takes, this bishop still spies a light squared pawn. So rook g6 played, preparing to win a bishop. King covers, but now pawn drops. Dead draw, right? Well, let's see. Because Magnus still the pawn to the good. Magnus still with tricks up his sleeve. Watch some of this stuff, right? Few checks. King soon runs over towards that pawn. Here it comes. King covering. Rook f6 back. And the key now is don't blunder. But so much easier done than said in these kind of end games. For example, this is a threat to win a bishop. So it's saved. Now king b6. Magnus sets a real tricky one in a minute. This rook swings all the way around. It's just heading round the board here. Lovely chess from both players, making it look easy. Would have no doubt blundered 1,000,001 moves ago. Another check. King runs to the back rank. This looks for a checkmate. Don't sleep on that one. So Magnus plays check. King backs up. And now he plays bishop e5. Still you can check here, right? Well, of course, no. If you do that, you lose an entire rook. Just these micro little tricks. I mean, we've seen that sort of stuff missed before, right? Not at this level. These guys are too good. Rook now swinging back. Couple more moves in here. After rook b4, though, we do get some peace because takes and a draw is agreed. This looks like it might win because you get a check. c7, you're almost there. But there is a draw for black and it's bishop e6. King d7 doesn't work, you lose. But this does it. Chop the queen, draw agreed. So it was a draw, 81 moves. but Javokhir had to dig deep. Great game, I thought. Hope you enjoyed. Have a look at the video on the screen if you want to see some more epic chess. And don't forget to check out those incredible boards. Link is down below. They really are very, very good. Don't miss that Easter sale. Use code EPIC. Thanks a lot and see you soon. Cheers.